Good morning, gentlefolk, and welcome to Dark Souls 2. We're taking a short break with Darkest Dungeon. Turns out it was not only exceedingly difficult, but requires quite a bit of grinding. I'll let you watch the intro.
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame. Your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
Ah yes, and that was the introduction sequence. I'm sorry, I should have finished speaking before starting the intro. That was clumsy of me. But yes, you're welcome to Dark Souls 2, and I am Screamy. We will be taking a break from Darkest Dungeon, because that went horrendously bad, and after doing some research I found out that it's going to take practice and a lot of grinding for me to actually be of any use in that game, and be less of a pain to watch above other things. So in the meantime we're doing this after a more or less, it's an homage to my little sister. One of my first fans, I guess. Used to watch me play when I was used to watch me play games when we were younger. But not quite in a condition to travel right now, so I'm sending this to her instead. This will take the form of this will be a let's play with a focus on not blind. Definitely not blind. I've spent so much time in this game. But yes, let's play with a focus on exploring everything, seeing the sights, enjoying things, and eventually clearing the game. I've already taught out a character.
What seems to be the next?
That's a bit rude.
The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. Well, they're not here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you? You're finished. You go hollow. Yes, you become one of them. Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed. What is your name?
Yes, more ancient cackling crones. Wonderful. Game's stuck full of them. Well, not really. The introduction is. What was I going to say? Yes, already thought out a character for the play. It's going to be my little sister's favorite invading phantoms from the first game. Say phantoms. Phantom. An invading cannibal in the lower gutter. So, let's see if we can get her name in. We cannot! How sad. Ah, wonderful. She's no longer Maneater Mildred, she's Maneater Millie. For short.
At least you know your own name.
Rude crones. Did I mention?
Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy. Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Yay! Character creation! This is going to take a little bit. If seeing me create a character is the kind of thing that would bore you, then you can go right on to the next episode, recorded tomorrow, and I will see you there. Eagerly. You're worth it. Look at yourself. But as for now, character creation. we're going with Knight, because we are doing a strength build with this character. Maneater Mildred was wielding a cleaver back in the game, and the cleaver is a strength weapon, so we'll be focusing very heavily on strength, and pretty much nothing on anything else. And the Knight's good for that. Maneater Mildred was a lady, and she was a lady, I don't remember exactly, but I kind of think I remember a lady with a significant bottom. So that's what we're going for. Quite muscular would make sense, yes. Pale, and yes. She wore a burlap bag on her head, so we never actually saw her. So, but we're going for. She's in the middle of Mutantville. We're going for fairly horrendous. Also because that entertains me. Yes, very much hollow. Blah 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 blah, just changing things. I'll try not to take too long. The skin there. Yes. Wonderful. Looking nice and weird already. What do we want? Yes, yes, yes. Decrepit, fairly decrepit. Actually, this is not bad. This is not bad. Wider nose. Due to the weird way they've made the face creation system, a wide nose means a wide mouth. No one knows why, that's just how it works. There we go! Da 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 da. Come on, smile for us. Ah, what the heck, I'm happy. Let's roll. Class and gift. Did I not? Oh no, never selected gift. Essentially, all of these things are more or less useless. The Seed of Tree of Giants as a fairly rare item that might warrant a choice, but most people, including me, go for petrified something. You exchange it with an NPC for a random thing. Almost all of those random things are better than these. So, yep, the usual. Oh, never mind. There. Bit of spirit. Not the best character I've made, but yeah, we'll be finding a replacement for her burlap sack, so we won't be seeing.
All people come here for the same reason.
I always make that mistake. Sorry.
Because you're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance. Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the gate. But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going home. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
I don't know about you, but personally I'm kind of looking forward to growing old. It sounds like it's a lot of fun, judging by these crazy old women. There, in the little weird treehouse. Now, might as well start. Maneater Mildred, when you face her in Dark Souls 1... did I mention that she's from Dark Souls 1? Might have forgotten, never the mind. When faced, she's wearing nothing but a burlap sack on her head and a big old cleaver in her hands. And, well, there's no burlap sack in this game, but we'll improvise. There we go. As good as it gets for the time being. Should I try and beat the Cyclops? Yes, let's do that. This has gone thanks to the endless cutscenes of cackling women, cackling old ladies. This has gone on for quite a while longer than I planned. So let's go through these bushes and yes. What I'm going to do is in this whatchamacallit? I'm losing words. In this episode, I'm going to finish the introduction and get to the little town that forms the hub of your adventures. I'll do the introduction sequence, and then we'll go on next. I should probably have picked up the first healing item before doing this. Hello! This is highly optional. I'm doing it just for giggles. This is bad. Ah, here we go. Backed into a corner like a nub. Cutting. Oh no. Well, turns out we're dying. Starting out with some healing items, thanks Lord. This might seem like a waste, but the ordinary soul gems are very common indeed. Dodgy! And that's a dead Cyclops! Fantastic! Stone Ring! Not horribly useful, but it does reduce enemy poise, which means enemies are easier to stun while wearing that ring. Useful mainly in PvP when fighting with lighter weapons. It means that you can stun lock enemies with weapons that usually don't allow for those sort of things. And what else? There's a lot of cutscenes and dialogue in the beginning, so I'm going to talk to one NPC per episode to keep you from falling asleep. We'll start with this young lady, whatever her face is.
Is a limbo, a link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveller, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom. My name is Mildred. The old women were once firekeepers. I am here to look after them. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on. The old women were keepers of the fire, but now the fire shows signs of fading, and the kingdom is beset by hollows. The old women are sisters. I am told there was a fourth. Long ago, firekeepers were commonplace. But now they are lost, scattered to the winds.
Yes, firekeepers were very important in the first Dark Souls game. Ah, saving place. And also a healing place, but we're barely damaged. Off you go. And the fourth sister, by the way, I'm pretty sure is the cackling mad lady in the introduction sequence. But nothing has been proven. Ah yes. All of these are this is the tutorial area. All of these, every one of these three trees introduce you to the basic parts of the game, and have these little text explaining something that was entirely absent from the first game. they are mostly optional. But I'm going to run through the first one since an important NPC, or rather two of them, rests along it, and I'm going to unlock the shortcut there, to save myself from having to do it later. Hello, sir. Can I assist you? Ah, yes. Interesting to mention is pretty much everyone in this game is undead. The story is quite confusing, but life is quite simply fading from the land. People are losing their lives but not entirely dying either, merely losing their mind more and more, till they forget who they are, what they're doing, and turn into, well, any one of the enemies of the game, essentially. Oh yes, I start with a bunch of, well, useless crap mostly, because I pre-ordered the game back in the day. Tried not to, actually. I bought the game just after it had been released. I'm not into pre-orders, as a rule. But I bought it such a short time after the pre-order stopped that it still registered me as pre-ordering it. And such I got a thing, and they show up on with every single character I use. Speaking of, since we're playing Maneater Mildred, maybe we should use this actually. It's not a cleaver, but it's an axe, surely. I'll use it for a while. Ah, if you look to the lower right, you'll see that I'm actually too weak to use the weapon. There. I don't remember what strength I start with, but I think it's around 11, so I'm strong enough to use that, but not any of those. Lacking dexterity for that one, as well as strength. But if you two-hand something, then your strength count is double, for the purpose of calculating what you can use. Ah yes, the NPC I was talking about. Yes, two weird birds. Literally. That hang around this nest. I haven't actually seen them. They're supposed to be around here, and I've seen pictures of them, but sufficient to say they're around. And they accept round silky objects and petrified somethings in exchange for, well, stranger stuff, really. Very much into it. Worryingly much into it. Titanite chunk. Titanite is upgrade material. You can collect quite a few of these round things, and dropping them to collect the items is... Oh, shut up. It's very... It's annoying, to be honest. I wish you could just drop them all and collect items for them all instead of having to drop them one by one and then collect them one by one. But there you go. Got a Chandler's Trident, which is a kind of a weird weapon. Spear that requires more dexterity than I have. Ooh, actually I want that. Don't fall down and die now. That would be embarrassing. Chandler's Trident, yes, mediocre spear, has two interesting features. One is the fact that the tip of it rotates when you do this attack, hitting the enemy several times, which is very effective with certain combinations. Like if you poison the weapon, every one of those spins will count as a hit, quickly poisoning the enemy. Very efficient. And the two-handed heavy attack is awesome. Yes. If you have the stats used properly, then that is a strength buff that lasts a very short time. But yeah, I'll keep it around for the dance. I do like the dance. I will find some clothes for her later, but going with the Maneater Mildred theme is going to take a while. Ah yes, a Jula. Pretty, isn't it? One of the better designed areas of the game. Other parts are not so well designed. I might point those out when I find them. Might not be able to help myself. Sorry about that in advance if you don't want to hear me complain about the game. I love the game, but there are some less well designed areas. Let's be honest. It was a secret path. Took me a while to find. Chimes are used for casting healing spells. The priest class starts with one, but if you're going healer or faith rather, you can be offensive with faith, but general, you will want that unless you're playing priest. Second saving place, and this is where the video ends. This has been a rather unexciting one, but we'll be back, and next time there'll be more action, even the chance of death, which this episode didn't really have in that abundance. So until next time, goodbye.